Hi, I'm Stephanie, the creative girl behind the designs. Welcome to my channel. If you're new to my channel, thanks for stopping by. And if you haven't already done so, I would truly appreciate it if you would subscribe to my channel and turn on your notification alerts so that you know when I post my next video. So I have today, I've been trying to post for you on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Saturdays. I took a little break yesterday to catch up my creative journal, which is what we'll work on today. And I need to set up my May dashboard and my May month. So I plan to use these stickers from, they're from Craftsmart. I think I got them at Michael's. They're floral, and also then the Happy Planner stickers, the butterfly and blooms that goes with the planner. So one little change I had to make was my Franken planner was getting so big I had to take something out, so I ended up taking the creative journal pages out just to kind of lighten the load on that a bit. So I have put them back into their original cover, and I'll just use them in this manner just because as I start putting those pages in, it's going to get thicker and thicker. So I just pulled it out, but off to the side you probably see, you know, of course, my Franken planner, but I also have a traveler's notebook or journal that I will be introducing into May. So stay tuned for this fun little craft. Now, that is a good question. So I know I'm doing all planners on my planner channel, but as a creative, and you know, you create your beautiful life in your own way, there are a number of other things that I do, and I had wondered, and I'm curious, if you would like to see things other than planners. Like, would you want to see any type of creative journaling in a traveler's notebook, art journaling, just craft projects in general? So yeah, I'm just kind of curious what you're thinking. And so if you would drop me a comment below, I would truly appreciate it. Just give me your thoughts on what you'd like to see. I have obviously other categories that I work on my blog behind the designs, and you know, a big part of it is craft, which is filters into other areas like in my home and, you know, cooking and so forth. So for sure, drop me a comment below and let me know what you think about having other things on the channel besides just the planners, because things like the traveler's journals, I mean, they could be really fun and crafty. I don't use them as a calendar, but I do think they might be something you're interested in. I do pull those into the Creative Planning Expressions group quite frequently. So I look forward to hearing what your thoughts are on that. But let's get started for today. I'm going to pull this over. So what I did was I took some time to get my creative journal up to par. I was a little bit behind on things, and let me get this. See, this is heavy. So what I did was I have put in, so I have my dashboard for January. I will do a flip of this. I'm just going to kind of quickly go through it. We have my month, we have some dates. I never filled this in because if you remember, I struggled with the horizontal. I have my February. As you know, I have some pages. So this is something I want to let you know what I'm doing. So let me go to a month I haven't done anything with. So as you recall, we have the month, and then it goes right into the journal the horizontal pages, which is what you would journal on. But because I am not working with the horizontal, what I've done is I've taken out all the pages in between the back of the month calendar and the dashboard for the coming month. So I've taken all of these out, and then what I've done is I've covered those with paper, which is what you just saw. So I've done that here where I've just taken, you know, a 12 by 12 scrapbook paper pad, and if you recall from a past video, I'll try and link that video above. This paper pad, it came from Michael's, and I thought it worked perfectly with this planner. It seemed to fit a lot of the theme, so I picked it up, and that's the paper I've been using here. And then what I'll do on these papers is anything. A quote, a few inspiration pictures as to why I did the month the way I did it. And then on the back, you know, maybe some parting thoughts to the month. You know, I'll do that as I go along. I haven't quite got that down yet. But I am so happy that, let me show you something. Okay. So I just, there's something I just didn't want to show at this time. So I just covered that. So if you remember, I was going to do the 3 photos that kind of stood out for me for the month. So I finished all of March, and I will be flipping through this soon. I can't say exactly when, but it will be next month. I'll be flipping through the first quarter and showing you the pages that I've completed. So I've gone ahead and I've pulled out, I'm going to do both of these in the video today. So I have, and I'm just going to tuck this off some more. I have both the May dashboard and the May month of my creative journal. So I had a few ideas. I was going to do some more drawing, but then I kind of just saw this the butterflies and, you know, the dashboard or the month tab, and I just kind of wanted to complement it more. So that's kind of where I was going with my thoughts on, I switched it up, and now I'm going to go with stickers. So the ones I'm going to go with are from this sticker book. I mean, nothing's going to be an exact match, and that's okay, but I felt like they did match pretty good. So here they are. You know, they kind of had that periwinkle blue and kind of this would probably be more red in person under these lights, but I think it's more like a pinky orange color. So I'm going to use these. I'm not a huge fan of these in particular, just because they are the glossy pictures. So that's not something that interests me, but as you know, it's use the sticker year. So I am going to use these. I'm going to make them work, and we're just going to jump in. I'm going to move the month out of the way only because I'm going to come to that afterward. And so what I'm going to do, I liked in my March the, you know, the 3 photos that, you know, caught my eye for the month. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to be using some of these boxes. Now they are full boxes, but I think what I'm going to do, like this one's a full box. This looks like I can make it a frame. That's really my intent, is I want to make it a frame because I'm just going to use it to frame photos that I put in here that I print off using my Canon Ivy. And I'm going to cover some of these up. So I'm going to pull out my jelly roll. And I'm just going to cover up. I'm not going to worry about the grids or anything like that. I'm going to go ahead and just cover these up. So I think the only problem, what I'll have to do is once I print the pictures, in order to get them to fit in that space, I'm probably going to have to work with cutting down the picture somehow. So that's going to be a challenge, but it is doable. So that will be something that I do come that time. And I'm hoping I'm not running out of ink because it's not covering very well. So these particular ones will actually show through a bit on here, but again, it is what it is. I'm going to try a different one because I feel like this one is not covering now. I think I need to get more. I'm running out of ink. So as I was looking at this, I just wanted to kind of just stay with the theme of, originally I was going to draw, and I don't want to say what I was going to do because I am going to do that at a later time. But I didn't, I searched, you know, through books and books and books, and I came across these, and I think they're the best match. I just wish they were not glossy, but it is what it is. So I'm going to cover up the arrow too. And I'm only putting this paper under there so I don't get the ink on my desktop. All right, give that a second to dry. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to work from the top down. Okay, I think I got that on the straight. I also had chosen 2 mild liner brushes. I have an idea when I get into the month, but I have to wait to do that only because I was going to use my zig dotters. So I'll show you what I'm talking about when I get over there. So the next one I'm going to put down, and this is where I may need to work with it a bit, is this one here. I'm just trying to cover that one spot a little. And I don't even know how well these come up, like if it sticks down. Because I can't say I've used these before. I'm just making sure that this is relatively straight before I plop it down. So now all I'll do is once I get the picture done, I will just kind of work out cutting around the picture so I can get it in there as best as possible. And then I'm going to take this off. I will be using this little floral bundle, so I'm just going to take the frame out of it. Stick that on my pants. When I craft, I always stick tape and sticker pieces and whatever on my pant leg, and then I just take it off at the end of the video. So the next one I want to get on is this big one here. This is the one that it is not cut out, which isn't necessarily a problem because I'm going to be sticking the sticker over this. So I can either see if I can, I think I'm going to see if I can like quickly trim it out, which I didn't think beforehand. Okay, so I just took some time to try and carve out the middle. Hopefully it worked. Yes. Okay, that worked out better than I thought it would. The nice thing too is these are not very thick stickers, so they are easy to work with. So for this one, if I put it here, I think it'll cover up most of it. Okay, so I took some time off camera. I wanted to replace, take it off and replace it. They actually came off really easy. I did rip the sticker, as is typical of what I do, but you won't see it too much because I didn't want it to cover up the Mother's Day down here. And then it shows a little bit more over here of that circle that was there, but that's okay because that too will also be covered once I get the picture in here. All right, so now what I want to do is, so I have this big circle, and my plan was to put that up here. And then I'm going to use some of this washi tape, and then I still have a whole page of stickers, just floral stickers I can put anywhere. So I'm going to take this floral circle and get that on. That too is a frame. And here we go with the challenge again. So the nice thing about a circle is, you know, unless you want the blooms to go a certain way, you really can't go wrong. You just have to make sure it's centered where you want it. Okay, so what I'm going to be doing is up here I'm going to pen in memories. And then I have this sticker here. I'm going to take this little frame out. I don't know if I want to put that quote in there though. So I'm going to hold on that for a minute. And then I'm going to look at this washi here because I do have down here, now this is really thick washi. So I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to go with the tail end part so that I can get the most, so that the flowers are here and not. So if you look at the quote, so it has flowers that kind of go around each quote, but I'm not going to be able to get all that on. So I'm just going to go ahead and trim it down. I'll put this back. So yeah, I have to go to the store and get some wax paper and give that a try. I know when I first did it, I was saying in my comment, I think I had used the wrong paper. I think I had grabbed parchment paper by accident because it just was not working. The stickers weren't sticking and it was a little bit frustrating. So rather than try and match, you know, these colors to put memories, I think I'm just going to do it in black because that would make it the easiest. And then because I have blue down here, I'm going to take my little mild liner brush and do a swash of color, just to give it some color up there. Okay, so I did grab my Tombow Fudenosuke, and as I go to do this, I think I'm going to do a faux calligraphy because this font is not very bold, and I don't want this to be so overpowering. So I think I'm going to do a faux lettering. So I'm going to take my gel pen and just go through and do, let's see. Yeah, I do my line this way, and something about the angle of my pen, again, being left hand, it always gets stuck on the paper. Looks a little jagged. So I'll give that a second to dry. All right, so let me get this in here. Okay, yeah, I like that much better than if I had done the whole thing as faux letters. So I'm going to set this aside. And again, my intent will be that come May, as you know, I get through the month, I will put a picture here, and I may put one here. I don't think I'm going to do a quote, but I do think I may put a picture here. And then down here, I'll do a quote or writing. So that's May's dashboard. Let me pull the full month over now. So with this one, with May in this May month, there's only the sidebar. I've got one box here, and then I've got a couple over here. And then the month is pretty much full. So before I even start, I am going to get my swash of color. And then, so in this layout, there is no room for washi strips at the bottom or anything of that nature. So my intent was to start in my corners. So this was around that circular wreath. I've got corner flowers that I'm going to use in the corners. And I don't know yet if I'm going to white out the notes message or, you know, notation. I don't know that yet. So I'm just going to get this in there. And then down at the bottom, I do like the corner, when the corners have something in them. I think it just ties it all together. And I'm doing my best to just get them in the corners without having to trim any of it, the edge off. Now this corner is part of the box, but I do need to get it in here, so I'm just going to put it down. And I think this is the only sticker I probably could have taken the gel pen and, you know, kind of whited that out, but that's okay because having that box there kind of still ties everything to the middle. And then I do have this one. So this one here I may put back on the dashboard. I was going to take this floral and put that in the empty box up here. You know, because if you remember my May video, it was April showers. You know, of course, April showers bring May flowers. This quote, I want to use it, but I just don't know yet. So I'm going to kind of leave that. What I am going to start doing is I'm going to kind of go around and I'm going to create a floral wreath with all the extra flowers I have. Now, if I get through all the flowers and use up all the sheets, well, that would be great. I'm good with that. Now this seems almost, because there's two quotes about love, it almost seems Valentine feel, but I'm not quite sure why. I wouldn't really see these as Valentine, but maybe someone would. So because I intend to write in the boxes, let me just move this out of the way. So I plan to write in the boxes, which means I can't have too much sticking out over here. But there's also, you know, this is an odd layout almost because there's not a whole lot of room at the bottom, which is unusual. So I think for now what I'm going to do is come over here and put some of it, start putting some of these here. Oops, I guess that's going there. I don't typically use in my creative journal the sidebar much, so I'm not overly worried about that. So now I'm getting into this sticker sheet, which has the same florals, but they're not exactly these little ones. So I have to be careful about what I'm selecting to put in there. And there are some, I'd call them like watercolor or rolled roses. I'm going to kind of bring those in as well. They're a little bigger than the norm. Yeah, there are. I can maybe do the leaves over there on that side. I'm just going to put a little leaf up here. This rose is throwing me off because I don't have it anywhere else. There's not a whole lot of options here. So I think what I'm going to do is just kind of keep going with this. And then one more tiny leaf and then we'll be done on that side. So I have this washi. And I'm looking at it for this box down here. So based on the colors, I think I'm going to use this because this seems to be the biggest. Although I won't use, obviously, the whole thing. All right, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to measure my tape. Okay, so I sort of created with my washi strip a sort of like a little banner. And I'm going to put that just kind of right in the middle. All right, and then I'm going to grab, I think this was the only quote. So I am going to take my jelly roll. And I'm just going to take a little bit of the line under the banner because I'm going to put the sticker there. While that dries, I'm going to take my, again, they call it red, but it looks sort of salmon colored. Mother's Day, Memorial Day. I always like to highlight my holidays. It just kind of draws my eye to when things are happening. And then because I have these floral papers, I think I'm going to use one of the bouquets. I always call them a bouquet, but you get my drift. I think I'm going to use this little bouquet to put over here. And I do think I'm going to actually white this out only because I may, although it won't be used for notes, I may just kind of jot something down. So I'm going to put this over here. Again, is not exactly love blossoms, but I'm going to leave that in there. That's okay. All right, I'm just going to go ahead and take this off. So I think this will look good over here. It is a lot in that corner, but I don't mind it too much. I think it looks good. So now I'm just going to take my markers, and that will effectively finish off the month. I'm going to go through. Okay. It almost, I mean, the colors are kind of reminiscent of Memorial Day, red and blue, pink and blue, however you look at it. So this is all I'm going to do on the month, because as I get into writing in it, I do take up a lot of space. So I don't want to overfill in my area where I write. So I'm going to leave that for now. I am going to quickly go back to just get these out of the way. I'm going to go back to this page because I want to make sure. I did want to put something at the top there. I'm just looking for the right setup of the florals. Okay, so I'm going to use this instead. Okay, I was just trimming up some of that excess stickers around the edge. And then what I have left is I still have that sticker sheet, which I'm not going to use. And really, these quotes I'm really not sure about. This is a frame, so I think I'm just going to put it right down here. Circle frames are much easier to place. Just because they're circular, they'll fit wherever. So here we have the now, just as a quick side note, Michael's, to my knowledge, doesn't sell these anymore. They may have them, I don't know. But in case you wanted to see, here is the UPC code. They may still have them. I did not look prior to doing the video. So this is the one I mainly used, and that is giving me my month, dashboard, or currently page. And then I think it really kind of pairs well nicely with these two colors. So I think I really like that I was able to do that. And then flip it. And then we have my month, which if you look at it, it looks very patriotic in a way. But it has the blooms for Mother's Day, and it follows the tab. I don't necessarily always match my currently page in my month, but I had the stickers, and it's use your stickers. So that's exactly what I did. Okay, so there you have it. That is my currently page and my month page in my creative journal. I'm just going to pop these pages back in, find the right spots. And this is June, yes. Okay, so these will all go in here. And again, this is the butterflies and blooms. And I mean, come on, look at this. These, I mean, I'm a sucker for butterflies. So this was a no-brainer for me to get this. Now, the cover page and everything is still in my Franca planner, which I'll get pulled back over here. And then what I intend to do is paste together I'm not sure about this yet, but I'm going to paste together these 2 pages so that it goes just from here to here. I'm just kind of cleaning out the middle pages is all. Pages that I'm not going to use. So we have the currently page for May 2023, and then we have the month page. And I have left myself enough space to do my creative journaling, notes, and memories, and I'm really happy with how it turned out. So I hope I have inspired you to set up your creative journal or get your month set up for May, and that I've inspired you to do something creative today and every day, and that I've inspired you also to create a beautiful life, your beautiful life, one plan at a time. Thank you for watching.